49ers QB spoke before the rematch earlier this week.
You know, this feeling in your gut, you know, of, man, we're in playoffs. It matters, obviously. Every single day, every meeting, every minute matters. I got to win, you know, for as good as the team that we have. I got to just come in and do my job and let everything else fall into place.
Care about proving people wrong?
Sure, of course. Heck yeah. Yeah, I love doing that. I have no problem with that. I don't mind telling you that. Unfortunately, we're playing the Niners, and they're loaded. You got to beat teams like that. You know, you have to. You got to find a way. If you want to win, you got to beat teams like that. You got to beat championship teams.
I love people making a big deal of him saying, unfortunately, we have to play the Niners. Because you know, Pete, you know he's not
just
saying that to Geno Smith. He's gassing Geno up.
Yeah, I don't like proving people wrong. I love proving people wrong. And what's funny is once that team room, once he gets in the team meeting, he's a totally different person.
Oh, yeah.
You know, hey, this is what they're saying out here. You guys are invincible. We can do this.
All right, so what does Geno have to do out there to win this
game? Well, listen, I think that's a perfect guy. Geno Smith came into the NFL with a lot of confidence, kind of lost it, now has it back just as much as anything. There he is, PMOC at West Virginia in Georgetown. Geno's here. He's got the Gatorade. He's got the old school headphones.
Security.
He's got security details. He's got it all. You know what else he had? He had a ton of potential, okay? We saw this guy, all the highlights. This is a guy, great runner in college. Like so much explosiveness, elusiveness, and a great deep ball thrower. There were games in college where he threw more touchdown passes than he threw incompletions. Everyone was so excited. It didn't really show up until 10 years later in Seattle, and man, has it shown up. Using his legs, not all the time, but strategically. 3rd and 7. Hey, I'm going to make you pay. There's Eric Kennedy from Gumwall fame. There's Drew Lock, loving him up. Listen, we're all loving him up. You know who loves him the most? Wide receivers. Why? Because he's reading secondary defenders so well. A lot of quarterbacks read linebackers well. He reads secondary defenders well. One of the best deep ball throwers in the NFL. Half of his touchdown passes this year, 15 of those, are deep balls. Here he is with veteran savviness. Red 80, red 80, hut, 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 hut. What's the cadence? What's the coverage? I don't know. I know what it's not. It's not blitz. This is the perfect time for us to take a shot. Here he is. Hey, I'm going to change the play. Change the play. Tight ends in protection. Running back in protection. What am I going to do? I'm going to read secondary defenders. They drop their weight. They get flat-footed. We're going deep. I got DK. I got Tyler Lockett. No defense for the perfect throw, especially when they're flat-footed. He's done that so well, putting safeties on their head. Literally on their head. So, Geno Smith, does he have a chance to knock off the Niners today? 100%. You know who's got him believing that way? Pete Carroll. He's done it before. Can he do it today? I think maybe they can get it done today. Yeah. We shall see.
Yeah, great season by Geno. And on the other side of the ball, guys, it's not so much about Brock Purdy, but it's more about the scheme. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever bought anything you didn't need?
Maybe once or twice.
Maybe. And that's how you feel as a defender going up against the San Francisco 49ers offense, because they're a bunch of con men, and they're putting the sell on you right here. What they're trying to sell on this play is use check in motion. We got the running back coming over, and also let's throw in a nice little guard pull here just to affect these linebackers and the front 7 reads. So what if I told you, though, okay, this was all for Ayuk coming around, use check flipping back over here, and what you're going to have here is a wall of blockers, 5 players deep right there. What if I told you that?
I don't believe it.
By the number?
Right there.
No way.
So let's watch the sell. Here's use check. He's flipping around right here. There's the guard pull. The linebackers see that. Here's the other sell of the running back here. Linebackers got to flow. Everybody's flowing this way. And then there's the flip to Ayuk. Offensive lineman like, yo, buddy, you bought it. The ball's coming over this way. And you remember that 5 people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right,
there's your 5. There's the con. It's on in San Francisco. And that's a great run right there, 15, 20 yards down the field right here. Now, we've all seen this play, okay? They called it Hollywood, okay? Pump this way, lineman coming this way, all to get Kittle down the middle right there, okay?
I'm already lost.
So here's the sell. There's a pump to the left. Purdy, pump to the right. Linebackers, we don't know what's going on. Kittle down the middle. Wide open against the Seahawks. It's almost like they play with the Seahawks. But watch this linebacker. I just want you to feel our pain right there. He goes to the right.
All right.
He goes to the left. He goes back to the right. He doesn't know what to do. He just doesn't know what to do. And that's the sell, and that's what they do in San Francisco. And this is just ridiculous. This is against Seattle earlier in the season. Both the guard and the tackle going over there. Are you kidding me? We all got to come over here just for Debo on the other way, one-on-one. It breaks up the structure of your defense. This is schoolyard ridiculousness. Yes, schoolyard ridiculousness right there. just because Debo's that good. And it's frustrating to watch defensively. The Seahawks Packers, good luck today.
It takes your breath away.
Yeah.
I think as a linebacker, that's what it does to you. A couple of thoughts here real quickly. One, I know you say it's not about the quarterback, but Brock Purdy, since he showed up, they're averaging 33 points per game when he starts. That's the most in the league since week 14. I would also just like to say for the record, the fact that these two guys are some of the best stories of the entire season that we're talking about in Wild Card Weekend is wild in and of itself.
Yeah,
so good.
Very cool.
Still to come on Countdown, it's playoff time, and that means we've got special editions of You Got Mods.
Well, it's the playoffs, Sam, and Sean McVay wanted to take some time after the regular season ended to determine what he wanted to do in the future. That time turned out to be about 5 days before he informed the team that he will, in fact, return next season. The Rams also, now that McVay is coming back, are going to pick up the option in Matthew Stafford's contract, which will bring him back. So McVay will be back, Stafford will be back, and now the Rams have to try to assemble a staff that will make Sean McVay a little bit happier this upcoming season. An assistant coach in demand is the 49ers defensive coordinator, DeMeco Ryans, whose unit will be on display in the first wild card game of the day today against Seattle. DeMeco Ryans, after today, will schedule interviews with the Texans, with the Broncos, with the Cardinals. All are interested, and it certainly is tracking for DeMeco Ryans to be a head coach after this season ends. And one of the big questions in football this offseason will be the future of Aaron Rodgers. He met with the Packers this past week. He is uncertain what he wants to do, whether or not he will play again for the Green Bay Packers. He certainly looked and sounded like a player who thinks there's a real chance that he may have played his last game at Lambeau Field, but before he makes any final decisions, he wants to take some time. And we've been there before with Aaron Rodgers in each of the last 2 years. 2 years ago, not as public. Last year, very public. And now, once again, we will await to see what he decides to do, Sam.
Yeah, Adam, there's a part of me that hears this and is like, oh, we've heard all this before, whatever. But there were some things that were a little different, Matt, at the end of that last game. People made a big deal of him not giving his jersey away. That could be something.
Yeah.
Press conference was a little bit different. Do you think Aaron is done in Green Bay?
Yeah, I think he's done in Green Bay. And what a run. I mean, who knows for sure, but I think he's done. I think the hug with Randall Cobb coming in, that's two good friends. You know, they've obviously confided in each other of how they're doing. And the reporter's goodbye for me. I don't know if people realize the tight-knit relationship that starting quarterbacks have with the local beat writers or the people that cover your team. And usually you don't let your guard down too much with them, but he let his guard down. And I thought it was kind of a nice, sincere moment with those people that he works with, and just hearing him say how he's going to miss the guys, he's going to miss the fans. He was a little bit emotional. I think we've seen the last of him in a Packers uniform.
It's a super emotional time, though, as soon as your season ends. Okay, and then a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by. It's like you just don't know where you're going to be mentally. So I understand the emotions right now, but I still think there's a chance he could be back in Green Bay.
But listen, Tom Brady, no one ever thought he would leave New England. And then he went, and it was almost like he had like a second. It was just refreshing, right? I think that quarterbacks across the league saw that, and they're like, man, like maybe I could do something like that. Maybe I could go warm weather and have fun, and it's less pressure, and it's new and fresh. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that.
But then after that, you see Russell Wilson and what happened last year with that. It doesn't always end up the same way. I'm not saying Aaron is Russell, but the second act isn't guaranteed to be what Tom Brady's was. Although I still have trust issues with Tom Brady after last year, retiring, unretiring. I just think everybody should take a little break after the season and then get back to us before maybe announcing. But
we're dropping bottles in the
maybe that's just me. Everybody's fired up about Aaron Rodgers around here.
That's the Woj bomb.
All right.
Another Woj bomb.
Woj is in the house. It could be. Still to go.
Woj is in the house.
Countdown. It's round 3 for the Hawks and Niners today before they face off. We're taking you back to relive the fantastic finish from the last time.
When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get.